What is up YouTube, it's Kirks, rank 1 in WildRift, and today we're going to take a look at something really spicy. A Master Yi counter pick in the support role. And it's one of these champions you have never ever seen before. And we have the rank 1 Rammus, basically the founder of Rammus. The inventor of Rammus from the European server WHYSOSALTY. You can find a stream in the description below, playing this champion in the new season, showcasing you what this champion can do. So, without any further ado, let's hop into this gameplay and showcase why this champion is so powerful. When I had some talks with him, he told me about the power with this champion when it comes to Hex Flash. As you know, most of the engaged champions you have in WildRift really want to go in. And what you can do is you can use your normal flash to punish the enemy AD carry, get their flash away from them, and then utilizing your Hex Flash and the gap closer you have to deny them basically everything there is. You basically kill them on cooldown. He's playing with a relatively weak AD carry. Kalista has, I think, on the current API in China, a 34% win rate or something, because this champion is completely support dependent, and without a good support and generally a good matchup, this champion is absolutely weak. But look at him, he just he just doesn't have to care, he just doesn't take damage. And this is exactly the type of thing that makes this champion so annoying, I reckon, is if somebody focuses you, they just don't deal damage to you. And with that in mind, it obviously makes it a lot harder for them to kill you, and due to your life being so high and your defenses being so high as well, you technically just live longer and allow your AD carry to kill them in return. Because take a look, he's just fighting without any fear, allowing his AD carry to attack, and the moment the enemy would turn, he would then just keep on walking forward because his HP bar is not his true HP bar. And exactly this makes him so powerful against Master Yi, because he's so tanky. Master Yi needs the QSS, hits the minion for the fast level up, and goes in with the taunt. Look at the tankiness and look at the damage. This champion's damage is not real, and so many champions in the jungle department completely underestimate the power of Rammus when it comes to fighting, especially like Lee Sin's. If this champion gets to proc his Aftershock against you, and his second ability has like 10 bazillion armor, and with that, you basically just get yourself killed. And now it's going to be the funniest thing. He is rushing even more armor. Armor equals damage, and having more armor makes him, well, tankier. Who would have guessed? His AD carry is getting caught here. Typical AD carry behavior. Flashes forward, gets for the taunt, makes his AD carry survive, and drops the enemy AD carry on 50% on his lonesome. Look at this little armadillo just walking forward, not giving a single damn. There's no respect needed because the enemy has no chance of dealing with him. So what's the gameplay for this champion like? You look for one champion and you just go onto them and taunt them. That's your gameplay. You soak as much damage as possible and deal as much damage as possible while creating room for your team to play in. Creating room is the most important thing as a support for an AD carry next to finding engaged opportunities. Rakan now going in for a play, but now the Rakan gets taunted in front of the Kalista and is on 1 HP, Hex flashes after, easy kill pickup, and you see how much damage this Rammus is actually dishing out. It's quite the unexpected turn of events, to be fair. Even realizes that the wave is in a very bad spot and needs to be pushed in instantly, and his AD carry is just, like, Kalista needs buffs, don't get me wrong, but I'm very much afraid what they'll do to Kalista, making her too powerful. And if you're wondering, the build in the earlier, like, you can just look at it again. I showcased it in a very big manner, so you will not be able to miss it. And you can also check it out on the Patreon. The website is in beta right now, so don't worry. It's getting filled with content over time, hex flashing for the style points, rolling in, finding the Jax here, but backs off because there's nothing to accomplish. Looks for a flank, but the Rakan has vision on him, showcasing it with the first ability here. Jack's not walking too close, there's a massive rotation happening, the enemy is collapsing onto them, the Kalista is the primary target, falls nearly instantly, but the Rammus is completely unfazed, creates so much space, but it's not enough, the enemy just ignores him, basically, at this point. But look, he is so tanky, and he literally doesn't have to care about anything they do. But that is something you, as your teammate of this pick, need to understand. He is the tanky one, he creates the space. You need to still avoid certain spells if you do not want to die, because you see, his teammates died relatively fast, whereas he was just chilling. Now, arguably the biggest power spike for Rammus, which is Thornmail, empowering his reflect damage even more from his second ability, maxing the third ability to maximize the taunt duration, forcing the enemy to attack him as many times as possible, and making it most definitely a very, very bad experience for them. If they choose... Jin Zhao just ulted the camp, slight little misclick, we will not talk about this. Is Garen just not having a good time up there? And we see the Xayah Rakan is looking for another play. He has flash available, looks for a play, charges the first ability. Does he go for it? Goes for it, flashes onto the Xayah, taunts the Xayah. Look at the damage he does to her before anything happens. Damn, and the Kalista could have even ulted him in and thrown him in again afterwards, I believe. And now, another thing that this pick also does very well, it's looking for potential plays on the map. Now he looks for an angle to go through, finds the Xayah, taunts the Xayah, tanks up the entirety of the turret for so long without taking barely any damage, and now he can just walk off into the sunset, making sure there's not a single threat. Oh, look at the roam rotation. Like, look at the rotation mid lane here. The Lucian is completely overextended. Kalista wasn't even aware. Hack flashes forward, finds the Lucian. Lucian escapes, but there's no escape from the Rammus himself. Taunts him up, delivers the free kill for the mid lane Kassadin on a plate. And now he moves over to the Herald. His Xin Zhao falls to the Volibear, but the Rammus is at the scene as well, chasing the enemy off the objective. They're getting the reset here. Very important, but this Herald is doing so much damage to his teammates. They need to be really careful. Rakan coming in as well. Jax is here as well. Rammus needs to be on the run right now. Has no Hack Splash available. Now Tower, he will certainly fall here. Kind of a mistake, to be fair. His team was not on a good side. You see, like, his team is completely and utterly getting smashed in the mid lane and top lane department. His jungle is also, if you look at the direct comparison, very much behind, and he's the only really strong champion on his team. However, if you look at the champions the enemy team has, which is very many auto attackers, you will understand that the power of the Rammus will be certainly unshackled as the game goes on. Even though Rammus is not necessarily a late game champion, it makes it very difficult for the enemy to kill you if they, in the process of trying to kill you, get to kill themselves. Rammus looks for the angle here, has Hack Smash available, looks for the plays, and Zhao misses the smite. What is happening? There's just no way this is going to be a play. I don't know why they just went in for this dragon, even though it was too much of a risk. Oh, sadly the taunt hits the... He lost the vision for a second, and the taunt hit the Krug, sadly. Going into the brush, it's very important that you as a support showcase as little information as possible. Taunts up the Rakan, dealing so much damage to him while receiving, well, 2% of damage? Look at him. He's basically healing. Bro doesn't even care. And if the Xayah goes too close, she just instantly dissipates into the void. Just in case you're asking, the build showcased in the beginning is a more generic, like, it's his standard build path. Hack splashes in again, finds these opportunities, which is the exact gameplay, now goes deep, does everything on his own, doesn't even need the AD carry to do anything, but the AD carry could have pressed ult to throw him after here, but chooses not to for whatever reason. Now the Kassadin is here, the Lucian as well. Will they get close again? Oh, Lucian, you're on your own, and we have a Rammus. Rammus doesn't care about turrets, and he just walks off into the sunset. Why did the... Okay, the Kalista has no clue how Rammus functions, so you see the big issue. But even though, you see, the Kalista is not playing the game at all as it seems, right? So even though this is the case, the Rammus is still capable of doing all of this on his own. Oh, Xayah does the same mistake again. Rakan goes in with the full combo. The AD carry nearly dies instantly. Kalista just kiting forward, has no hope of escaping, and basically just gets herself killed. Rammus now on the run, looking to escape this big danger, looking for the enemy AD carry, has Hack Splash in a few seconds, will Hack Splash onto the forward of the Xayah. The Xayah will now certainly get herself killed unless the Rakan shield will do too much. Xayah needs to be really careful to not do too many auto attacks. Did you see the cancel? Rakan tried to use a second ability, but the Rammus Q instantly cancelled it, so it didn't work. So it's actually quite a nice counter if it just immediately cancels a second ability without it being able to do anything. Because he wasn't even knocked up, it just immediately got cancelled. And after the Warmux, after the Thornmail, it looks like we have a juicy item coming up. And think about Zeke's on Rammus. Like, the champion is on your forehead, and you're fighting him. And what does he do? He slows you, he gives his 80 carry more damage, and does an AoE zone around himself that slows and deals damage as well. Oh, he spots the Lucian. Lucian is in a very bad spot, flashes away, but the Rammus is on the hunt here. 2 80 carries and 1 Rammus who comes out alive. The Rakan goes in with a full combo. The Kassadin falls in an instant, but the Rammus is still alive for 15 years, but he will eventually fall. There's no way he survives this, right? He gets chomped to death by the Volibear. His team is in a really rough spot. His team is not getting anything done, and he's just trying. He's trying his hardest to achieve something, but it's so goddamn difficult if there's nobody to play around on the support role. He has to make plays happen, and he's really trying to. But look, his team is basically just running it down for the fun of it, but since the enemy team has so many auto attackers, the hope is not lost. Rammus can carry this game. It's just going to be very difficult because the enemy team has so many champions and he basically has to deal with all of them. His biggest hope in this game, from my perspective, is the enemy making a big mistake like this one, a 10,000 gold shutdown from the Jax. Well, it was a 500 gold, but you get the idea. Rammus gets the 500 gold, he stands still for like, I didn't want that one. But in the end, he probably wants that one because he's the only reliable carry on his team, and now he's looking for the Amaranth Twin God. And if you think about Rammus having a second ability and Aftershock, the amount of armor this champion gets, and then combine Amaranth Twin Guard on top, this will be such an immense amount of armor that the enemy will deal themselves so much damage. You've probably never seen anyone get themselves killed so fast, unless you go 1 into 5 people as an 80 carry in late game. Rakan is on the lookout, looking for a special play here. He didn't quite reach Desire, so he has to back off again. Any other champion would have instantly died here. Kalista pulls him out. Goes back in to deny the enemy the all-in play. Enemy used so many vital cooldowns to get somebody killed, but didn't get him killed. However, his 80 carry falls in the process, but I get another shutdown on the Volibear, and this is a very good exchange for them. Enemy's HP bars are very, very low, and he's on the lookout for some fruits to heal himself up quite a bit. And now he looks for another potential play. He's going to be the playmaker. He's going to roll in and hack slash from the prime opportunity. Goes in, finds the enemy 80 carry or mid laner Lucian, and the Lucian nearly got himself instantly killed, but now the Jax is at the scene. Lucian falls to the damage. The Kassadin cleans up onto the Rakan. For whatever reason, stasis is being used, and a dragon is picked up as well, denying the enemy the sole opportunity. Kassadin falling over his own toes. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he gets the kill, forgets about the Jax assistance, denies the counter-strike though, jumps away. There's so much damage to him, but needs to evade this Jax. It's just too much damage. Doesn't have another combo. Kalista now at the scene, but the Jax is just too tanky. Kalista, you are about to vanish. But now the Xin Zhao is at the scene, knocks away the Volibear, but instantly dies to the damage of the Jax and the Volibear combined, but the Garen is on the hunt. Will it be enough? Rammus back at the game. Volibear chasing after the Kalista, he's trying to save the Kalista, goes after here, finds the enemy, the Garen executes the Jax on the spot, the Rakan tries to go through with the ultimate, the quickness, but fails to do so. The Lucian is at the scene now, it's an absolute deathmatch, and it just doesn't end. It's fight after fight after fight after fight after fight. It doesn't end. You look, he keeps on going forward, flashes away, but the Rammus is on the hunt, hack splashes after, kills the Lucian, and walks off into the sunset for better days, while Desire tries to deal 2 damage to the Rammus. Needs to be careful though, hack slash coming in clutch, Volibear on the hunt, Desire is running him down with the benefit of the movement speed, but the Rammus just walks it off, doesn't care. 175 gold left for the Amaranth Twin God. His team is taking down Nashor, but will they be fast enough? He made so much time to secure his team, the Nashor. With the Nashor falling, he will also get access to the Amaranth Twin God. He could have basically just stayed in base, to be honest. He realizes this, now goes back, buys the Amaranth Twin God, and is now ready for better days in the support department. I wish, like, in a team fight, he would just showcase his armor for, like, a brief second. It would be lovely to see. He can basically just go in and enjoy his time. He has the benefit of the Kalista ult as well to just get him out of danger, out of jail free card. But yeah, Kalista not being a very good champion, especially into the enemy champions, made it just so much easier to play right now. Rakan is on the lookout, has the quickness available, probably also flash, and the entirety of the enemy team is ready to pounce at a moment's notice. Flashes over the corner, just finds the Rakan instantly but doesn't kill him, is the sole focus of the entire enemy team, but they're all auto-attackers, they get themselves killed. Now the enemy team is turning onto them. The enemy is dying because they wasted so many resources on the Rammus, and this is exactly the purpose of the pick. You want the enemy to waste their cooldowns on you, making them think they can kill you, but they literally can't. But if you taunt them, they will still die, so they have to do something. And while they're using their cooldowns, your teammates' cooldowns are now free to be used, and then you get these free kills. Hax flashing forward, looking for another opportunity, gets the taunt onto the Jax. Jax has a bazillion shielding and HP, and it's not enough yet. But another 20 seconds of Baron, they will certainly breach inhibitor here. And with that done, no, they will not go for it. That's very reserved. They rather go for the sidelines and for pillaging the enemy jungle. This is something I rarely see happening. So he even picks up the Gargoyle enchant, making him even tankier to avoid burst damage. And with the changes to Gargoyle, that if the shield is broken before the duration ends, you lose the damage loss you have. And for his last item, he goes for Warmogs, making him even tankier, granting him more HP. Enemy's going for a play here. Rakan hits with the quickness onto the enemy. Garen falls, but now he's alone in the front line. The enemy AD carries are hitting him, but they need to be really careful. They get themselves killed earlier than they get to kill him. And he is a menace. He is an absolute demon here. Walks away, gets ulted in by the Kalista, ults forward now. He is just being thrown around in a clown car. Xin Zhao just instantly taps Desire, and now he just walks off again. He has to get the recall off. He's the only one still alive. The Rakan tries to cancel him but fails, and now it's all on Rammus. But this Jax has no chance of killing the Rammus, because think about this. If the Jax goes too close to the Nexus, the Rammus just taunts you, and with that happening, you auto-attack and gain Nexus aggro, and you certainly just disappear. And if the Jax tries to fight him outside of the way, like outside of the base, he will just get locked up for ages, because I think the Jax will simply lose. He doesn't have Divine Thunderer, he only has Blade, he doesn't have Riftmaker. This guy has 50 billion armor, so he doesn't care. Dragon has been spawned, he's looking for a play, he just walks it in. He doesn't care, takes so much. Look, he's so tanky, he just doesn't care. He's been in there for longer than you are on elevator rides. And he's still alive, he's still healthy. Now he spots another AD carry, gets rooted up, gets pulled in by the Kalista, and is out. And now imagine he has even more HP. Oh, he got the red buff, because he was the closest to the middle. Even says sorry. Look at that nice guy. He even has Death Stance. Why does the enemy Jax have Death Stance? The most damage he gets is either true damage from Garen ult or from Kassadin. So this really makes sense from my perspective, to be fair. Warmogs being picked up very early, reducing his AD by quite a bit, but it doesn't really matter, it's just about that extra tankiness. The amount of health he gains as well as the regen passive is crazy. Also, you see, like, he escaped so many fights with so little HP, and if he just gets back after healing up a bit with the power of Warmogs, it gets even more crazy, because the enemy doesn't have the ability on all these champions. He can just soak so much damage and make so much time and room for his teammates. Rakan in the front line pops the quickness, goes into the backline. He's a rock in front of this team. Kalista flashes over the wall. He's surviving so much damage. The enemy is jumping and continuously jumping in for potential plays. Kalista is simply not ulting him, and his team is about to get wiped. How is this game even still winnable? Kassadin is still alive. He gets the taunt off the enemy Nexus. The Nexus is dealing some good damage. Rakan jumps in. The Nexus is fully stacked. There's so much damage already. Kassadin deals also so much damage. He's in the very late game. The Lucian can't really kill the Rammus because he's too tanky, and the miniwave is very, very far away, still on the top half of the map, and this miniwave will not be enough to end the game. Kassadin deals so much damage. The quickness in the backline by the Rakan, but the Rakan is locked down by the taunt of Rammus, and the Nexus finishes him. But now the Kassadin is on the hunt, gets another kill, but now Desire is the only ones left standing, and Desire dies in front of him. And with this game could potentially even end. They have a massive bot wave and people respawning. Why? No, you can end the game if you walk bot lane, no? Well, I guess we do Dragon. I'm fairly certain we could have ended the game by, number 1, Callista had the ability to buy teleport. Number 2, there was a wave. And number 3, the enemy was dead for long enough. But, well, we have Elder now. And with Elder, we have the ability to fight Nashor. And the enemy can't really do anything about this unless the Jack steals it like an absolute miracle worker. Jack's already at the scene. He is looking for him, taunts him up. Wants to taunt him very soon. Ults after him, taunts him now. The entirety of the team is running at him. Jax is so tanky though. Lucian at the scene as well. The quickness being popped by the Rakan. Rakan on the runaway. The Lucian flashes over the wall. Dashes, the Rakan dashes after. But this will never be enough. One target is taunted down. The Volibear is turning onto the backline. The Xin Zhao is getting very low HP. But the Xayah is turning. Xayah has to pop the ultimate and run away. And again, 3 people are dead. 2 people are alive. There's a massive midwave running down his base. Somebody has to defend this. And while this is happening, he has to focus on Nashor. With no jungler alive on the enemy team, this should certainly be an easy pickup, but Xin Zhao shouldn't be the one tanking. Let's just be honest. And with that happening, we still have roughly a minute of Elder. And now you could technically even make an argument to sell your support item for another item. If there's an item you need. Like, for example, Protect as well would be amazing, I believe. Because it scales with your maximum HP. Oh, the Lucian has been spotted. Too bad, Lucian. You're in a place where you should never be, and look at what happens to a Lucian. Glad you picked AD carry, brother. Glad you picked AD carry. Rammus says, okay. People need to prepare the sideways. Rammus just goes in straight, tanks up so much damage, he doesn't have to care about anything. Literally just turns on them with the power of the Elder and overall the reflect damage, looking for so many opportunities. Design needs to be really careful. They just tank up the tower, they don't have to care at all. And the Callista is preparing another wave on the side lane. This is a very heavy force, and it can go wrong in so many situations if he's not the one tanking. He's the one tanking, so his team gets to freely finish the game, and they end the game with this. What an immaculate performance, showcasing the strength, the engaged potential of the Rammus, even on a team that is completely and utterly getting stomped in so many positions. And if you want to see more of his gameplay, feel free to check out the description below. He streams every once in a while, so do me a favor, check out his channel, follow him, and send him a nice message when he's streaming. And with that, we're at the end of this video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And as per usual, have a nice day.